So your breathing is balanced. Your breathing is smooth. And as we drop our attention into our body, I'll just remind you that our communication system in our body is a whole body system. And no matter our shape, there is no idealized shape of the body. There is not one shape that is any better than any other shape. And sometimes we are distracted because we look at an anatomy book, but an anatomy book, those drawings are nobody. So even as you take your time to come to your practice this morning, to take your seat, to connect to the earth, to the sky, to your breath, and taking one more deep inhale. And then with your next exhale, release any control on your breath. And even as I said that, immediately Diego made this long exhale. He just made this big exhale with a little sigh in it. And then bring your hands in front of your heart. It's honoring the tapas, or the discipline that it takes to set aside this time. To set aside this time to experience your whole body. In this moment. We'll open the practice this morning. I'll chant the sound of Om and sing Loka Samasta Sukhi no Bhavantu. I'm going to sing that 3 times. Many of you know it, and you're welcome to sing with me. The vibration of sound as it reverberates through your whole body, the communication through your body, the sound and the vibration. And then also that sound, and that goes out into the space around you and beyond. So taking a deep inhale. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. And with your next exhale, you can bow your head towards your heart. Release your hands and lift your gaze. All right, so we're going to start in standing. So you can go ahead, come up to standing. Have you been trying to get up at all without using your arms? You can always remember that's an option to practice. And we'll just make some room on your mat right now. All right, great. So we're taking a stance and we're going to just do the little opening where we're going to step the feet a little bit wider, like almost as wide as your mat, and a little softness to the knees. And we'll just start moving the arms, turning the torso, letting the arms come back. And as the arms touch the body, that is not only reverberating through the space where your hand hits, but it is communicating through the tissue, through your superficial fascia, through your body, making a message. So some deep breathing. All right, so on the exhale, it's going to be forcefully out the mouth. We go a little fast. The inhale will naturally come in the middle. When you're ready. Five, 4, 3, 2, last one, and then slowly let the body come back to center. Deep breathing. Then you're going to step your feet back to hip distance. So we're going to inhale, the arms are going to come forward. You're going to come up on the balls of the feet. The exhale, well, as we drop down, the arms will go wide and you'll reach out the heel of the hands. And on the exhale, the inhale is going to be through the nose. The exhale is going to be out the mouth, like you're blowing out a straw, because I want you to feel a connection to the deep belly. All right. And when you're ready, here we go. Inhale up. Exhale, arms wide. Keep going. See if on the exhale, you can feel some tone in the deep belly. Take your time. Inhale up slow. There's the pause at the top. And the exhale out the mouth, slowly bringing the arms down, the heels down. Can you feel the tone in the deep belly? That exhale all the way out. 3 more times. That's why the exhale is out the mouth like you're blowing out a straw, just like the garden hose, so that the water comes out at a slower rate. Good, last one. Very good, and then just pausing. All right, and then we're gonna step the feet wide apart for warrior 2. So feet are wide apart. You can go to your left side first. Let's turn your left foot out and your right foot in. And we're gonna, well, let's start with warrior 2. Inhale the arms out. Exhale, warrior 2. Out the nose with the breath. There for a full inhale and a complete exhale, reaching all the way from the inner right knee, the back knee, all the way to the right heel. And then your next inhale, go ahead, lift your arms, straighten your front leg. Spin your left foot in, relax both arms, spin the feet the other way. Inhale the arms out. Exhale, you bring the right knee forward. Lengthening out the right inner thigh. Deep breathing. Turn the palms to the sky. Inhale, lift the arms, straighten the leg. Exhale, release both arms. Back to side 1. Inhale the arms out. Exhale, warrior 2. So front inner thigh, middle and lower reaches toward the inner knee. Back inner thigh, right above the right knee is toned. Now let's release your right arm. Turn the front palm skyward. Inhale, upright, rising. Keep reaching into the back leg. Exhale, you're going to go side angle. You can take the forearm to the top of the thigh. Keep reaching out the front knee. Turn the torso to the sky. There we go. Reach out the right outer heel. Reach all the way out to your right fingers. Breathe into the right side ribs. Inhale, come up. Exhale, straighten the front leg. Turn the feet the other way. Inhale the arms out. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhaling in warrior 2. Then the back arm drops, the front palm skyward, rising warrior. Back leg is still strong and straight. Exhale, side angle. As you come to side angle, you're going to point the pelvis towards the back leg. Can you find your Ujjayi breathing? And then inhale, come back up. Straighten the front leg. Relax the arms, make your feet parallel. If you know you need blocks to come to touch the ground when we bow forward, then bring your blocks out in front of you. Wide stance, hands up on the hips. Lift the top of the breastbone, inhale deeply, exhale, bow forward. So as we bow forward, let's bring your wrists under your shoulders. Wrists are under the shoulders, hands can be on blocks or the ground. We're firmly reaching from the inner thigh all the way to the inner feet. We're going to take a twist. Bring the right hand into the space between your two hands. Reach straight down into that right arm. Left hand up on the hip. Oh, if some of you might remember, we were reaching from the back of the shoulder blade all the way into the right hand. We're turning to your left. We're reaching into the earth. Breathing. Strongly reaching. Oh, right through the center now of the right arm. And then exhale, turn back towards the ground. Switch your hands. Put your left hand in the midline. It can be on the block or on the ground. So if you were going to go from the base of the neck, like C17-1, right hand up on the hip, start to reach across the spine of the scapula, all the way into the left, down the left arm, left hand, turning to the right, breathing deeply. But I'm still actively toning, especially from my left inner thigh knee towards the left foot, so that the pelvis is staying level. And then we're going to exhale back towards the ground. Walk the hands out for downward dog arms. Is your shoulder blades reaching towards your upper arm bones? Even as your rib cage reaches towards your pelvis. So the weight is balanced between the ball of the foot, the heel of the foot, and your breathing. Are you balancing the inhale and the exhale right now? Can you do that? Can you go back to that breath you were doing at the beginning of class? Great. Then you're going to walk your hands back. Good. And we'll shift them up to your hips. Lift the front of the chest and come all the way up to standing. And then we'll either heel toe, step, hop, whatever. Bring the feet back together. All right, great. So let's do one more work with the breath. So you walk to the top of your yoga mat. And it's going to be, we're going to do a step back. Let's see if I can. Okay. So on the inhale, I'm going to step back into a high lunge. And on the exhale, I'm going to step forward. Exhale out the mouth. So it'll look something like this. I'll step my left foot back first. You ready? So dangle the arms at your sides. We'll step the left foot back first. So the inhale, the arms will raise. The exhale, you're gonna pull the hands down and exhale firmly out the mouth, kind of like you did at the beginning of the class when we were doing the, so, but it's gonna be an exhale like that, out the mouth. Here we go. Inhale, step back. Exhale. The inhale is deep through the nose. One more on each side. Then you'll relax both arms, close your eyes. And just listen inside of you. Listen to the beating of your heart, the movement through your body. Okay, then let's inhale, lift both arms. Reaching all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, you're gonna bow forward in Uttanasana. So you're welcome to have blocks or something if the ground is too far away. Your inhale, come halfway up. And your exhale, bowing forward again. Can you do that 2 more times? Inhale halfway. Your exhale, you bow. Listen to the breath. Listen to the pace as you inhale halfway up. And you exhale, bow forward, releasing the head, the neck. And then we're going to inhale all the way back up. Arms overhead. And exhale, your hands back in front of your heart. And release your arms. All right, if you have a strap, scarf, belt, something, can you get that? I want to open through the front of the chest and also a little through the upper back. So when we do this, we are going to want to have some tone in the deep belly. Remember the deep transversus abdominis. So we'll have a little tone that wraps. So we're going to support the low back when we need that. And then taking the strap, holding it about shoulder width. Let's inhale, lift both arms. Exhale, keep reaching all the way up and all the way down, right? Like we said in the beginning, we can always find the ground, reach into the earth, and lengthen up away from it. We'll inhale, take the hands a little wider. And then exhale, let's bend both elbows. So now, if you were there at the very beginning of class, I said something about that corner at where the inside, the armpit is, the corner of the inner front armpit. You're going to reach from that corner where the pec major is, all the way towards the bicep side, between the bicep and the tricep. Reach out along that line. And let's see, and Jackie, you're gonna bend, lower your right hand a little. Yeah, there you go, that's it, that's exactly it. So what happens when you reach from that inner line all the way out towards right that area where the bicep and the tricep kind of, there's a space. Do you feel a lift through the front of the chest when you do that? I love that, yeah, nodding. Great. I might also do the opposite at the back of the arm. I might tone at the back of the arm. So right as my tricep comes in to the place at the back of my arm, I'm going to tone that. And when I do, open through the front, tone through the back. Oh, lift through the front, top of the breastbone. Now, I might even, if I can keep this all open, I might take my wrists back. Not my knuckles, but my wrists. But I'm going to pay close attention to when I do that. Am I still staying open through the front? Across the pec major, across that space, towards the, oh, there we go, towards that space across the front of my arm, towards my inner elbow. And then with your next inhale, lift your arms back up. Exhale, bring your arms down forward. Take the strap in one hand and simply let your arms stay. Okay. Cool. All right, so sit your strap aside and we're going to take a sun salutation. So bring your blocks to the top of your mat. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. One of the things that I was reminded of recently is just so many things that, you know, we always want to have change. We want things to be different. That they can be small things, they can be big things, you know, but we're often wanting something to be different. And it could be about ourselves. It could be something about ourselves. It could be something about our bodies, the way, you know, I mean, on and on. But the thing that I'm reminded of is that change happens through love. So keeping that in mind, let's take the arms down by your side. Inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, Uttanasana. Your inhale, halfway up. Your exhale, right foot back. Connecting to your breath. When you're ready, inhale, take the arms out. And exhale, lift the torso. Turn the palms to the sky. Inhale, you're welcome to lift the arms. Can you lift your heart? And maybe your gaze. Reach through the hands. Inhale the arms out. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, we'll step forward. Exhale, take the other leg back. Left leg back. So, connecting to the ground. Your breath. Inhale the arms wide. There's airplane. Reach all the way out the fingers. Inhale, upright. Palms up towards the ceiling and maybe alongside your ears. Inhale your arms back out. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands in front of your heart. Inhale, upright hands. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Lift it from the right inner thigh all the way up. Exhale, right foot forward. Take the arms out. Inhale, rise. Your inhale, the arms wide. Your exhale to plank. Can you take the exhale all the way to the plank pose? Then the pause is there. Lower the knees. Bring the chest down. Inhale, cobra pose. So cobra, there's tone at the inner thigh. Exhale, lower. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, either downward dog or puppy. Whether you're in downward dog or puppy pose, strongly reach. The shoulder blades are reaching to the upper arms and then down through the center of your arms to your index finger knuckle, all the knuckles and the pads of the fingers. And then keeping that going, take the rib cage toward the pelvis. And the whole time, still working with your breathing, your Ujjayi breathing or the Samavriti breathing. Your next inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, left foot forward. All the things you remember, the pelvis is turned slightly away from the bent knee. Let's more weight on the ball of the back foot than the little toe. And you're reaching straight down into the ground with the front heel. Take the arms out, upright. You're breathing. Inhale the arms out. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, upright all the way. Exhale, hands back in front of the heart. All right, one more time. Inhale the arms, Urdhva Hastasana. Your exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up. On the ball of the left foot, exhale, right foot forward. Inhale, rise. Inhale the arms out. Exhale to plank. Stay in plank for an inhale. Exhale, knees, chin, and chest. Tone the inner thighs. Inhale to cobra. Lift the top of the breastbone. Broaden all the way across to that space at the arm we talked about. Tone at the back of the armpit. And seal pose. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, all fours. And exhale, downward facing dog or puppy. Inhale, left leg up. And exhale, left foot forward. When you're ready, all the way up. Inhale the arms out. Exhale, bow. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up. And your exhale, back, hands in Anjali Mudra. And release your arms. All right, step your feet apart for a triangle pose. So about a leg's length wide. You're gonna go to your left leg first, so you can take one of your blocks or two of your blocks to your left outer shin. So you'll turn the right foot in, left foot out, block out there. Let's inhale the arms out. So right there, where's the weight in the front foot? You still feel your left big toe. And as you exhale down, you can bring the right hand on the hip. The pelvis starts pointing towards the back leg. Hand comes down to find your prop. So the weight is balanced in the hip. So the left outer hip, the greater trochanter, comes to midline so that the weight can shift all the way down the front leg. Keep that as you turn your torso open towards the sky. Keep turning the rib cage. Turn the rib cage, turn the rib cage. Add the arm. The hands are reaching away. The gaze is either towards my foot, straight ahead, or maybe up towards my right hand, my thumb. Only if my neck says yes, though. My breath. And then we're going to inhale, come upright. And switch to the second side. All right, when you're ready, inhale the arms out. And as you exhale, so you're lengthening out the right inner thigh towards the right knee. Pelvis is starting to point towards the back foot. Yeah. And the right hand comes down to a block, the left hand on the hip. I'm noticing where's the weight in my front foot. If it's all on the outer heel, how can I switch the weight so it's going to be balanced in my front foot? Is my spine still long on both sides? Are both legs straight? Turn the rib cage toward the left. Where's the base of the skull? Strongly reaching in that front leg. Maybe add the arm. You feel the communication in your body? What is it saying? How is that message traveling? Turn the rib cage just a little bit more towards the sky. Ease that shoulder, and then we'll inhale, come up. And exhale, release the arms, and let's step the feet back together. And just taking a moment just to notice your feet, how the weight is traveling through your feet. Can you have a little more weight in the heels and the toes? Can you feel the full shape of the heel? Does your inner heel have the same weight as the outer heel? And then we're going to inhale, lift the arms. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale, we're going to come down to the ground. We're going to bring our knees down and take child's pose. So can you prioritize, if the knees and ankles are okay, the sit bones, reaching back toward your heels. So if the forehead doesn't touch the ground, just stack up your fists, or we'll put a block there. And then we'll walk the hands back. So there we are, sitting upright. All right, so I'm going to tilt this camera down. You are going to take one of your blankets, if you have and fold it so that it's kind of more the shape of a square. And you're gonna sit on the, put it down so you'll be more like, it's like a diamond on the ground, so the point is coming more forward. All right. And can you take your right foot back, kind of like, so you're gonna have most of the weight on the left sit bone and the legs going off to your right. So if it's okay with this left knee that's bent, it'll be almost in a Virasana shape. If that doesn't feel good to you, then you can have your legs straight out. The other knee, I have the foot coming towards the top of that leg because we're taking Bhadrajavasana. So your left hand behind you and your right hand across. So the opposite sit bone is not touching a blanket or the ground. So you're turning towards your left. There's a little back bend in this. So can you go across again? Can you lift the front of the left chest all the way to that corner where the arm and the shoulder meet at the armpit, the front armpit? Lift that up. You might find your left sit bone, the right sit bone gets lighter and lighter. The head can turn. And then we'll exhale, come back to center. Do you feel the little back bend in the upper back on Bhadrajavasana? So if you don't, let me before you do the second side, let me see if I can give you some insight. Okay. So when I'm going to turn, this will be your right, it's my left. And in a moment, you'll do this, but right now, when I reach back, I'm going to put my left hand behind me, my right hand across. The arm that is back, I'm going to just ask you to really reach across the front from the sternum all the way across to the top of this shoulder. And here's the corner of where that armpit is. You're going to also lift that up. And when you lift this up, the back of that armpit, all the way down to the side of the rib cage, can get stronger. So that when I come back and across, I feel this opening through the front, lifting. So there's a little back bend in the upper back. Let's try it on your other side. So you've got your left knee maybe bent and is back like hero's pose. The right foot comes across, meets the top of the thigh. You're going to take your right hand behind you, left hand across. Start to lift at the top of the breastbone and then all the way across to the left front of the armpit where pec major comes over and attaches to your arm bone. Lift that. Lift it up. As you keep turning, you're also lengthening out the top of your left thigh. So your left sit bone just gets lighter. In this version, we have our gaze more up. And then you're going to come back to center. Great. Did you get more of a back bend that time? Did it? Good. Great. Straighten both legs. And just give your knees a little rub. Yeah. I mean, if you're used to coming to class, right? You get used to having, you know, maybe somebody put a little hand into a place to remind us. Oh, there, oh, that. But when we're listening and we're having to really go into our bodies and really go, whoa, where is this? And what did Donald Moyer said something like, if you think you can't do it anyway. You know, like don't think so much. You know, just do the action and see what unfolds. Baddha Konasana. So you might need to sit up on a blanket. Knees are wide apart. Soles of the feet are toward each other, but they're not completely pressed into each other right now. I'm gonna just hold on to my ankles or shins. And I'm gonna sit upright here. Let's lift at the top of the breastbone. Whoa. Sometimes the information that comes in through my body isn't at all what I was expecting. So even now when I sit like this, I get this whole information that's coming across, you know, part of my collarbone and under my ribs on one side. It's like, wow, that was a surprise. Then we're going to take the hands under the knees and lift them back to center. So I'd like to do supported, if you have blankets to do it, bridge pose with blocks and a blanket. So the way that I'm going to set up for this, and if you don't have a blanket to go underneath the shoulders, you can do it without. I like to take my blanket, fold it in half lengthwise. It's simply going to give me a little more height in this supported bridge pose. So when I lie down on that, my shoulders are going to be there. My head will be on the ground. I've also got a couple blocks available. And then when I lie back, I'm going to put, remember, the base of my neck, the bony, big bone at the base of my neck is on my blankets. My shoulders are on my blankets. And there's even a little space right above my shoulders. But there's no weight on the main cervical area. Then I'm going to take one of my blocks on the lowest setting under my pelvis, and then the other block. So I have two blocks stacked. All right, I like to do kind of a robot arms for this. So my fingers are going to point to the sky so that I can root through the backs of my arms. Open that front space that we were just doing in Bhadrajavasana. We were just lengthening through the front again. So I'm going to lift the chest. And I notice that as I open that space, that comes from the front of my armpit towards my arm, that when I press the backs of my shoulders down, and this is all happening at the same time. In my legs, I'm going to lengthen out my inner thighs towards my knees and straight down my shin bone towards my heels. My gaze is really either straight up towards the sky, probably the best place for it. And I'm using a lot of strength here. I'm not resting, even though my pelvis is being supported. Now, some of you might bring one knee up and the other knee up. I'm still pressing firmly down with the upper arms, lifting the chest. I might take my legs up. There is a little back bend still. In my low back, there's still a little back bend. My upper back. Are you still lifting through the heart?
So I'm using strength as I press my arms down. I find myself even kind of having a little bit of a shake here because I'm asking for some strength that I haven't asked for before. Then we'll bend the knees if the legs are up. Bring one foot to the ground and then the other. Still actively using that strength at the upper body. Then I'm going to press into my feet, lift the pelvis, take away one block, bring the pelvis down to that other block. Then I'm going to lift the pelvis, lift the back of my head, and walk myself towards Diego so that the pelvis will be up on the blanket. My shoulders will be lower than my pelvis, and I'm going to rest here with both feet on the ground. And I just take this time to really listen for a moment to, again, my whole inner body. Trying to stay present
with the present moment, which is really drawing me into my inner body. Then you'll roll over to one side, use your arms, and press yourself up. Just to move your blanket out of the way, you can scoot it down a little bit. So you can use it in a little while. I'm going to put mine out to the side. Then we're going to come down to be on the flat ground. And let's take the arms, where we're going to take arms overhead, palms up to the ceiling. And we'll walk the feet a little wider apart. And then let's drop the right knee down towards the left foot. So there's a little windshield wiper with the right knee, lengthening all the way out. Back up to center. And let's drop the other leg in. Deep breathing. And then we're going to lift back up to center. Reach the arms up to the ceiling. Walk the feet back to hip distance. Take your arms out wide. And then press into both feet and shift the pelvis a couple inches to the right. Straighten your left leg. Right foot comes to the inner knee, and you're twisting the lower body to the left. But again, we could bring your attention to the front of the right chest. And let's keep that right shoulder back. So if you lengthen all the way out towards the front of the inner right armpit and all the way out the inner right upper arm. And then we'll come back to center. Bring everything back to center, the hips and all that. And then we'll shift the hips a couple inches to the left. Right leg goes out straight. Left foot comes to the inner right knee, right above it. The lower body's twisting toward the right. While the upper body, I'm lengthening across the front of the chest on the left,
towards that upper inner corner of the left armpit, all the way out the left arm. So keep your breath moving. Your breath and your body is, the breath is like a messenger. It's not just a messenger, it's the messenger to the whole body, the brain, all the tissue. And then bring yourself back to center. So you have the knees bent, you shift the hips back to midline. And then can you bring the knees to your chest and hug the knees into the chest? And what if you take the cross your ankles, and can you take, let's see, the hands to grab the little toe side of your feet with the ankles are crossed, or let's say the shins are crossed. That works better. Shins are crossed, and your hands wrap around and they grab the little toe side of the feet. And then let's switch sides. So cross the shins the other way, reach your arms on the outside of your thighs to grab the little toe sides of your feet. So you have I have my shins crossed. And I like to go and just check, well, wow, what do I notice? Where do I notice? What is my breath doing? And then undo the cross of the shins and bring the knees to the chest and the hands to the tops of the knees. And you're gonna just inhale 3 times. You're gonna inhale to take the knees just a little ways away from the chest. The hands are still touching the knees. The exhale, hug them in. You do that 2 more times. And then you're gonna bring yourself to Shavasana, to resting. Making yourself comfortable to take the time to come down to the resting Shavasana corpse pose. Just allowing yourself, your tongue to relax at the back of the throat. Letting go of any tension in between the eyebrows and the skin across the forehead, all the way to the temples. Just allowing yourself this time
welcome to deepen your breath. To begin to awaken your body to movement. And make a mindful transition over to one side. And using the arms to come back up to sitting. Just sit. And I'm going to invite you to take a seat that's comfortable. Can you drop back into either your Ujjayi breathing or the balanced inhale and exhale, the Samavriti breath? And you might even see if you can double the length of your exhale. So if you're practicing Ujjayi and you're inhaling for a count of 6, can you exhale for a count of 12? And then letting go of any control on your breath. Bring in your hands in Anjali Mudra. Just remembering change happens through love. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your time, your dedication, and your practice. All right, I'm going to stop the recording.
ID